Welcome to the Empowered Esthetician Podcast. I'm your host, Shaylee from Glossus Social, Marketing Made Easy for Estheticians. In today's episode, which is part one of a two-part series, I'm going to answer all the most popular questions I get about social media marketing. From hashtags to the best times to post, I know you will have wondered some of the same things when it comes to marketing your aesthetics business on social media. So let's get into it. After I published the first episode of this podcast, I received several messages and DMs on Instagram just telling me how much, you appreciated this first episode of the podcast and how you resonated with some of the things that I said on the episode. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who reached out and showed, interest and expressed their enjoyment of the first episode. It really means so much as an entrepreneur who is truly just trying to provide immense value and to really just help so many people to hear those words. It's really validating. It just makes you feel so good inside. And I think we can all agree that the world needs more of that. So my message to you right now is if you are scrolling through Instagram and you see an amazing reel, or you're listening to a podcast, or you're watching a YouTube video and it speaks to you in some way, even if it's just, oh wow, that was really nicely done, or that video was edited really well. If those thoughts come into your mind, I really want to challenge you to outwardly express those. So whether it is leaving a comment on the reel that says, wow, this editing is fire, or, leaving a comment on a YouTube video, or sending that creator or that entrepreneur or that business owner a message telling them just the simplest thing of, hey, I really enjoyed that video, or I really enjoyed that podcast. And just take the 2 seconds out of your day to do that, because not only will you feel good, you are spreading your message to the universe that you love these things. You're outwardly expressing your enjoyment from viewing these or hearing these things. That the universe is going to turn it around and send you more of those things if you outwardly express that. So not only will it benefit you, but it will also, I'm telling you right now, it will absolutely make the day of that person that you're sending that message to, or that you're leaving that comment on their post. It truly means so much to business owners, to entrepreneurs, to individuals when they are validated in the things that they're doing, that they're passionate about, because they want to help. So thank you again to everyone who sent me just a super kind message about the podcast, the first episode of the podcast. And I'm just excited to dive into this second episode. Today, we're going to talk all about social media marketing. If you're following me on any of my social media channels, you will know that I post a ton of stuff about how to market your aesthetics business, market yourself as an esthetician on social media. And while, yes, I focus on social media a little bit more heavily right now, because that's the course that I have available right now, is Socially Empowered Estheticians, which teaches you how to attract and convert clients from social media for your aesthetics business. But that's really why I focus so heavily on social media marketing right now. But I am starting to put in things about, websites and branding and email marketing, and really a more comprehensive view of marketing, not just social media marketing, because like I said in the previous episode, social media marketing is huge in today's society. The head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, just announced, I believe it was towards the end of December, or maybe it was the beginning of January, but he announced that in 2022, Instagram had over 2 billion active users on the platform every month. Not just for the year, every single month. Instagram had over 2 billion active users. Isn't that just absolutely mind-boggling? And it's crazy to me when people think that, my ideal clients aren't on social media. Well, honestly, they probably are. And let's just play the devil's advocate. Let's just say that they aren't, okay? Let's say that they don't have a Facebook, don't have an Instagram, don't have a TikTok or YouTube. I can guarantee you that even if they haven't physically signed up for an account for one of those platforms, someone at some point has forwarded or sent them a link to a video on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it may be. So while they may not have their own social media account, they're still benefiting and seeing things that are on social media. So when, people say, I don't want to waste my time on social media, you got to get over that, because we are in 2023. Technology is changing. Technology is evolving. I mean, heck, we're getting into virtual reality. We're getting into immersive learning, which, spoiler alert, I have some really cool things coming for that, for the skincare industry. It won't be for a while, but I'm going to plant the seed right now. But anyways, technology is just so advanced. And as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, it really is your duty and your obligation to, and I hate saying just keep up with the times, because I feel like that's kind of just a cliche saying, but it's really true. You have to evolve. Your business has to evolve and be innovative to move with society. And that's just what it takes to, be an entrepreneur and be a business owner in 2023. You have to meet your audience where they're at and be able to be front and center wherever your audience is looking. The number one thing right now in 2023, that's social media, whether you like it or not. It doesn't have to be this bad taboo thing where you're just pulling your hair out, you're driving yourself nuts because you don't want to pay thousands of dollars in paid ads on social media to even get seen. No, there's ways to do it. There's systems that you can create and processes you can formalize to make it run as smoothly as any of your other business operations, so that you're not stressed, you're not pulling your hair out, you're not like playing the guessing game, and you're attracting clients, you're converting clients, moving your followers off of social media and onto your appointment books, getting them to connect with your content enough that they will feel a personal connection and a desire to want to actually go to your booking site and book an appointment. That's what converting clients means. You have to meet your audience where they are, and that is social media. Now, I'm not saying that anything else, email marketing, print advertising, websites, you name it, those are all incredible things, and you should absolutely be doing all of those things too. And I'm just going to put this in here. I have a free masterclass that teaches you how to create your own marketing strategy, and it helps you really conceptualize how you can take all of those different marketing avenues and build essentially like a game plan on how you're going to utilize all of them to market your business and grow your clientele this year. So head over to my Instagram and click the link in my bio, and you'll see that free masterclass there. But anyways, all of those things are super important, but social media is definitely up there. It is absolutely the lowest hanging fruit, lowest barrier to entry, cheapest, of course, because social media is free. Like, you have such a huge opportunity to reach so many people for free, for $0, if you do it correctly and if you stay consistent. And I think it's really interesting working with skincare professionals and marketing, because you guys preach consistency, right? Your clients, your acne clients, your hyperpigmentation clients, like anyone that's looking for results that come to you, and you tell them that in order to see results, you have to be consistent, whether that's consistent in getting your monthly treatments, whether that's consistency in doing your AM and PM routine faithfully. Your clients have to be consistent to see the results that they want, and it takes time, right? Well, that is the same exact strategy and theory for social media marketing. You have to stay consistent. You have to be patient. You have to continue doing the things that you need to do in order to see the results. So I know it's super, super easy to be hypocritical because, I have been there too, but you have to take your own advice sometimes and really put things into place and do the hard things in order to see the results. And I know that it's so hard as a business owner who is trying to juggle everything. You are the bookkeeper, you are the marketer, you're the person that actually carries out the treatments, you are everything. And that is so extremely hard. And I hear you on that. But are you willing to take the steps and do the things that need to be done in order to grow your business. Like, that's just what being an entrepreneur is you have to figure out a way to, systemize things so that you can scale easily. And sometimes that means asking for help, hiring an assistant, putting in the time to listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, and try to learn, take a course, hire a mentor, whatever it may be. You have to invest either your time or your money into learning those strategies so that you can grow your business. So without further ado, I am going to go over some of the most frequently asked questions that I get about social media marketing. And these questions have come from past lives that I've done. I get DMs about this all the time from beauty industry professionals, from solo estheticians, and I know that you will probably resonate with at least one of these. So let's just dive into it. Okay, so the first question that I get asked all the time is, how many times a day should I be posting, and what time of day should I be posting? There's no magic time. There's no magic number of posts that you should be posting each day or each week. It really is unique to you. And that's why it's so important to create your own unique social media marketing strategy so that you can consistently carry it out so that you can see results. But what I will tell you is, number one, on how many times a day you should be posting. Can you, and I'm not going to answer this for you, everyone's going to have a different answer, but I can guess the majority are going to have the same answer. Can you sustain posting more than once every single day, 7 days a week? The majority of you are probably answering absolutely not, because like we talked about previously, you're doing a million other things, right? So if it's not sustainable for you, you should not be doing it, because if it's not sustainable, you won't be able to stay consistent, and consistency is key when it comes to seeing results on social media. So if you can commit to posting one time a day, 5 to 7 days a week, amazing. That's fantastic. But you have to commit to that. You have to commit to that so that you can consistently do that week after week. Now, if that scares you a little bit, that's totally fine. Start with 3 days a week. 3 days a week, you will post something, whether it's a reel, a carousel, a, infographic, a meme, whatever it may be. Set your goal of what your baseline posts are going to be each week. So if your baseline is 3 posts a week, you consistently do that. And then if you get a great idea, or if you're subscribed to my daily content ideas and you see, a link come through for an inspo reel that seems really great and easy to produce, then go ahead and do that and, post 4 to 5 times that week. But always post the 3. That's your baseline. If you post more than that, amazing. If you don't, at least you always consistently have 3 posts going out that week. So definitely set your goal for what's doable for you in a realistic way and commit to doing that. And one of the keys to staying consistent is to set a system up where you get ahead and always are at least 1 to 2 weeks ahead on your content. So you literally just have to go in and press publish each day that you're planning on posting. If you want to learn more about that, I teach all of that inside Socially Empowered Estheticians, which I will link in the show notes. But regarding the time of day, now, the time of day that you post is a little bit different. Again, it really depends on your account and your followers. Now, what I see a lot of people doing is going to their insights and seeing when their followers are most active on the app, and you don't want to do that, okay? The reason being is because if you post at those peak times, the people who share your followers are going to be trying to post at those peak times as well. So your post may get drowned out. Now, this is where a little bit of testing comes in. One day, post at 10 a.m. The next day, post at 2 p.m. The third day, post in the evening. The next day, post early in the morning, and start tracking these. So keep a notebook, have a Trello board that you're keeping track of these things, or create a note in your notes app in your phone and just track what day of the week and what time of day you posted. And then after the month, or even just a couple of weeks, when you go back and look at your analytics, which This is a reminder, you should definitely look at your analytics, but only look at them about every couple weeks or once a month. Definitely don't do it more than that, or else you're going to start psyching yourself out. But when you go back to look at your analytics, jot down which posts performed better. Let's say that your posts in the morning between 9 and 11 consistently performed higher than your other posts. Maybe you should start leaning into that more and post at those times and see if you can really nail down some times that really work best for your account. So each month it's kind of going to be a testing process until you can figure out for your account specifically and your followers specifically which times are working the best. Now, inside Socially Empowered Estheticians, we learn how to really nail down your dream client, and we get into the brain of your dream client and how he or she is thinking, what they do, where they work, things of that nature. And so once you really, really know your dream client, that's another indication of when you should be posting. When does this dream client of yours have their free time? When are they most likely to be opening their Instagram and scrolling on Instagram? Is it after the kids go to bed? Is it right when they wake up in the morning before their kids wake up? Is it on their lunch break? Start thinking about those different things. And this really goes into creating your whole social media marketing strategy, and start testing those types of times as well. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is the dreaded hashtags. Okay, so the questions that I get about hashtags are, do you need them? Are they worth it? How many should you use? What should you use? How do you reach local clients using hashtags? These are all great questions. Hashtags are sometimes the most confusing aspect of social media posts, and I feel like estheticians really get hung up on hashtags. Like it will make or break them because they have no idea what they're doing or they're overthinking it. But here's the thing. Hashtags don't have a ton of weight in whether your post does well or whether it reaches a ton of people. Hear me out, okay? The head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, and let me just put this in here. There are so many social media pros out there that honestly, everyone is just trying to figure it out. And when they see something that works, that's what they're going to teach. And while I do love teaching proven methods, when it comes to things like this, I absolutely always get my information directly from the source. So that's either Instagram itself, the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, or the creator's account, which is ran by Instagram, okay? Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram, has actually come out and said himself, do not use 20 hashtags, use a few. Those were his exact words. So that to me is saying, don't use, you can use up to 30 hashtags. Don't use that. Don't even use 20. Don't even use 10. Use a few. And so what I've done after I got this information and heard it directly from the source, I said, okay, I'm going to test this out. I have consistently been using 3 to 5 super relevant hashtags per post. 3 to 5. That is it. And I don't overthink it, right? And guess what? My account has grown. I've grown over 3,000 followers in less than 3 months, just a little over 2 months. And I consistently follow my own advice using 3 to 5 super relevant hashtags. And there's a lot more that goes into it. What I teach inside Socially Empowered Estheticians is to create 10 buckets. These buckets are called your hashtag sets. And each bucket is going to contain 3 to 5 hashtags. And the types of hashtags within these buckets are going to come from your local hashtags, your local niche hashtags, hashtags that your dream clients are going to be searching for. So there's definitely a method to the madness. If you go to my Instagram at @GlowSisSocial, you can scroll through my feed and there is an infographic on my feed that talks about hashtags you should be using as an esthetician. I really break it down to where you know exactly what types of hashtags to use for each of those 3 to 5 hashtags. If you still have questions, DM me, or of course I teach everything inside Socially Empowered Estheticians as well. All right, What should I post if I'm still in school or newly solo and don't have any photos or videos or nothing to promote? This is actually a great opportunity for you. So if you're still in school and you want to start your social media, but you don't have anything to post, that's actually not true. You have a shit ton that you could post, right? You are learning so much. You're learning so much in school. And guess what? You have a huge opportunity to start attracting your dream clients, your local clients, before you graduate and start getting extremely busy actually taking on clients. So you have this huge opportunity right now while you're still in school to nail down your dream client, to nail down your messaging, to nail down your content strategy, and start building a following that are full of your dream clients that are primed and ready to purchase, ready to book as soon as you are. Okay, so what you'll do, and I know you're still thinking probably like, well, I don't have any content to post. Well, you do actually, okay? So listen, you may not have posts that you can share photos of before and afters or video footage. But what you do have is you have a brain full of knowledge, you have books, you have inspiration from other things you're seeing on social media. So why not just provide immense value to your dream clients on social media and focus it more on educational? Focus it more on inspirational, you don't have to post before and afters. You're not trying to sell anything right now. You're just trying to build a community that's interested in what you have to offer and the education you have to offer and the inspiration you have to offer them, which is even better because you're not trying to sell anything. They're going to know that you are just super sincere and trying to help them and educate them, that they're going to become loyal followers and totally ready to just book whenever you're ready, right? So Unsplash has great photos that you can use. If you search facial, if you search lashes, if you search skincare, there's great photos you can use there. Canva also has incredible, even better than Unsplash, honestly, incredible photos and video footage that you can use in place of photos and videos that you don't have right now. But on top of that, you can create infographics, you can create memes, like just pour your knowledge into your content, even if it has to be all infographics. Start showing your face, creating reels that show your face talking about something that you learned in SD school today, or green screen a video over the serum and start talking about the benefits of that serum, or talk about the results that you can achieve from using this serum, whatever it may be. Like, there's so much that you could be posting right now, even if you're still in school or newly solo, and you just have such a great opportunity to build and foster community so that when you are graduated or when you are ready to start scheduling, they're ready to schedule with you. You have consistently been providing immense value to them for the past however many months it is. All right, the next question is how to stay consistent when you're so busy. Being an entrepreneur means trying to find ways that you can work smarter and not harder. Try to systemize things, try to scale things. So create systems and processes so that things don't take you a ton of time. And I think once you can figure that out as an entrepreneur, the easier your life will be. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're working as a lash artist or an esthetician at a spa and you don't actually own your own business, but you're trying to build your personal brand and you're trying to build your social media, same thing. You're busy, you have a life, you have your work, you have personal stuff. So you still, even though you're not a business owner, you still need to make things efficient and try to find ways to systemize things. You have to make it a priority, just like anything. Like, how badly do you actually want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you will do what it takes and you'll overcome, your limited mindset in thinking I can't do it all or I'm so tired. It's really a growth mindset thing where, if it's important enough to you to grow your social media, to grow your brand, to grow your business, you'll freaking do everything that you have to do to figure it out. And no, it's definitely not the easiest. Like, I can't tell you how many times I have been just so overwhelmed, so exhausted, and I've failed that day because I just want to sit on my butt. I don't want to do anything. I am just in a bad mindset. And guess what? That's okay. That happens. It is normal. Don't beat yourself up. But guess what? Give yourself 24 hours to feel that way, if that. And after that 24 hours is up, move on. It doesn't matter anymore. You're past that. Try again. And so, making it a priority, if that's something you want to do, is how you'll stay consistent. And not only that, but creating those processes and systems, creating that social media marketing strategy that's unique to you and unique to your business, and setting yourself up for success by creating that system where you are 2 weeks ahead in your content. You write your captions at a certain time of the month, you record all your content at certain times of the month, or you do it all one time each month or 2 times each month, depending on what your human design energy type is, which is what I teach inside Socially Empowered Estheticians. We really base your plan of attack for creating the content, for engaging, for building that community on your human design energy type, so that you can work with yourself instead of against yourself, and you can know when it works best for you to create all your content. So definitely setting up those processes, that is how you'll stay consistent. The next question is, what do I do if I struggle coming up with ideas? I think we all feel that way a lot of times. It is hard to be creative. And here's the thing that I see happen, which is no bueno, right? We start looking too much for inspiration from other people's, so from other successful estheticians, from spas, from lash artists on social media. We start gaining too much inspiration from them and recreating the videos that are working good for them. And that really hurts us because, number one, it is just drowning us out in the crowd, right? We're creating the same type of content that everyone's creating. It doesn't help you stand out. Yeah, they're fun, they're trendy, they look cool, they're fun to watch. But in all reality, is that going to be a scroll stopper for your dream client? Or are they just going to be like, oh my gosh, I've seen a million of these types of videos. Like, I want something unique, right? So that is what you need to really do, is find your unique selling proposition, which is also something that we go over in Socially Empowered Estheticians. Find what makes you unique, find what makes you stand out from your competitors, and really hone in on that. Show your personality. Sometimes the best way to stand out, and I know that it's the hardest sometimes, especially for those who don't feel confident in front of the camera, but the best ways to stand out is to just show your face. Let your audience hear your voice. Just stand there and create a video, act like you're talking to your dream client across the screen as if they were asking you about the topic that you're creating content about. You have to show your uniqueness. And I think that I know that if you really hone in on what makes you unique and stand out and why your dream clients would choose you over your competitor, you won't have as hard of a time coming up with ideas, because you'll know what your dream client wants to see, what they want to hear. And then you can start taking inspiration and combining it with your uniqueness to make it a unique, fun video or post that your client will want to see. My recommendation is, number one, you could definitely sign up for my daily content ideas subscription, which is only $9.99 a month. You get 3 content ideas sent to your email inbox every single day with links for inspiration. And or you could also, scroll for inspiration on Instagram, but definitely create more than you consume. And over everything, think of what your dream client wants to see. What are they dying for you to teach them? And oftentimes our dream clients are someone like we were a couple years ago. So what were you struggling with a couple years ago? And what do you wish someone would have told you or would have taught you? Be the person that you wish you had to look at their content, to educate you, 2 years ago. Be that person. Your content will speak to the people that you're trying to attract. And that brings me to my next thing is lack of confidence. How do you get over your lack of confidence to record videos for social media? And this brings me back to a Instagram live that I did with Michael Rosano. It's up on my YouTube channel if you want to go back and watch it. It was an amazing live that we did together. And we kind of talked about this. So it's really hard because I know that it's super uncomfortable to be on camera, right? Some people are natural at it and that's great, but for a lot of people it is uncomfortable. It's something new. But guess what? You have to remember, who are you really doing this for? Okay? So one, are you doing it for the people, aka maybe your family, your friends, that may think, oh my gosh, that's cringy. Why is she doing that? Or are you creating the content for the people that you're trying to reach, the people that you are trying to help with your passion? And are you trying to do it for yourself? Because I can guarantee you, if you focus your energy and your thoughts and your efforts towards, I'm going to do this uncomfortable thing because I want to help that person clear their acne. I want to be a part in them achieving their results. And if you focus on, I want to do this uncomfortable thing because I want to grow my business. I want to be able to never have to worry about income again. I want to be able to do what I want to do with my money and not have to think twice about it. I want to have a successful business so that I can have more time, have more financial freedom, be able to do more things with my family and not have to worry about that money. If you're focusing on both of those things, the people that you're actually trying to help and you, which is absolutely not selfish, it makes it a lot easier. It really does, because it comes back to the thing where if you want it bad enough, you're going to do the things that it takes. And that means being uncomfortable, because I think I said this in the ending of the last episode, where you're not going to grow unless you put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable. And it doesn't have to be crazy uncomfortable, but I can tell you right now, the first time that you set your camera up and you record yourself, it's going to feel really uncomfortable and it's going to probably be cringy when you look back at it, but you're the only one that's going to think that. Because if you're creating with helping people in mind, that's going to be what they're thinking. When they see the video, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear this, or I never knew this. This can help me so much. They're not going to be thinking, oh my gosh, her voice sounds so weird, or she looks so awkward. They're not. If it's packed full of value and you're doing it from your heart, nobody else is going to see that. It's just you. And that's a mindset thing that you have to get over. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. It will take time. But again, with consistency, every single video you do will get easier and easier and easier if you stay consistent and if you always keep the person you're trying to help in mind. And yourself, because again, I'm going to say it again, it's not selfish to want to do things for yourself. All right, being a perfectionist. I've heard a lot of people say that they kind of get analysis paralysis because, they either overthink things and then they never end up posting it, or they just want it to be perfect and so they still never end up posting it. And I just want 2023 to be the year where we just push shit out, even if it's not perfect, because I am a recovering perfectionist. I've always been a perfectionist. I've always been a people pleaser. And I told you I wanted this podcast to kind of show my personality a little bit and share my experiences. And I know that I am a recovering perfectionist. And I have been a people pleaser in my life because of the situations that I went through in my younger life. My parents were divorced and I constantly had to, or felt like I needed to, make both of my parents happy. And I know that that's where it stemmed from. And it really caused a lot of problems in my life. I couldn't ever stand up for myself. I didn't want anyone to be disappointed in me. I wanted to make sure everything was perfect so that people would like me. And I'm so glad that I'm not like that anymore. And it really has just happened over the last few years. I think really once I had my daughter, which I don't know what changed there, but I am seriously at the point where I'm like, fuck it. Like, I do not give a shit what anyone else thinks because I know my intentions. I know what I'm worth. I know the things that I am capable of, and I'm just going to do it. I don't care if I look stupid. I don't care what other people think. I don't care if people think that I'm, too outspoken. I'm just going to do it because guess what? I have shit to do. I have a business to build. I have people to help, and I'm going to fucking do it, and I don't care what anybody thinks. Okay. And, I think that sounds a little bit harsh, but life is so short. Life is so short. Why would you be held up on posting an infographic that you think just doesn't look quite right? Just post it. Just post it because the content is there. The content is what's going to speak to someone. You're not trying to build a beautifully aesthetically pleasing Instagram feed. It has to be a little bit eye-catching to your dream client, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to care if it's perfect. Just post the reel, post the video, post the YouTube video, post the graphic, just get something out, right? Something is better than nothing, and you're trying to help people, so just post it. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is algorithms. Oftentimes I hear people blaming the algorithm, to be honest. They're like, well, my content isn't performing because of the algorithm. Well, newsflash, it's really not the algorithm, it's probably your content. And it's no fault of yours because you went to aesthetic school. You did not go to marketing school. You were not taught these things. It is not your fault. So you're going to have to invest the time it takes to learn these things, okay? So it's not the algorithm, it's probably your content. And it comes from a content strategy. You have to have a content strategy. So if you go onto my Instagram feed at Glosys Social and you scroll through, there is an infographic that talks about what content pillars and what types of content you should be posting as an esthetician. That is a great resource because what I teach inside Socially Empowered Estheticians is you create 5 different pillars: educational, inspirational, engaging, entertaining, and promotional, okay? These 5 pillars are going to have sub-pillars. So for engaging, it can be quizzes, it can be polls. For promotional, you're going to have, all of your service offerings, your giveaways if you choose to do any, things of that nature, okay? So you definitely want to have a solid content strategy. And those pillars also are meshed with your dream client. You want to make sure you're always creating content that your dream client is going to be like, heck yes, this is exactly what I needed. I needed to hear this, and now I'm going to go book with her, right? That's the ultimate goal. You also need to include your hashtags and then captions. Captions really get overlooked, and sometimes that really, really hurts people because you could have an amazing piece of content, you could have an amazing reel, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then they immediately want to go read more in the caption. And guess how disappointing that would be if they loved the reel, they want to know more, they get to the caption, and it's save this post, or even worse, just a couple of emojis and hashtags, or even just hashtags. You have such prime real estate right there, the caption real estate, where you have the opportunity to engage even more with your reader, with your dream client. So captions are key. You have to not overlook captions. And in my bio in my Instagram, I have a free caption guide that you can download that tells you, step by step the things that you want to include in your caption. So definitely check that out. If you put all of those things together, that is what makes a great content strategy, among other things that are taught inside Socially Empowered Estheticians. But that's really what's going to determine what's going to perform well. So it's not the algorithm. You got to stop focusing on quote unquote the algorithm, and you have to start focusing on your content, because plain and simple, if it's an entertaining piece of content that really speaks to your dream client, people are going to stop and look at that, right? And the other thing with the algorithm is the more people interact with your posts, the more people that like, that comment, that save, that share, that interact with you and your posts, the algorithm is going to be like, hey,
this content creator, this esthetician, is keeping her followers on the app longer. So we're going to reward her, right? Because the intention of all the platforms, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, their goal is they want to keep as many people on the app for as long as possible. And if you're helping them do that by creating great content that people want to see and that are interacting with, they're automatically going to push your content out to more and more people. I do have more frequently asked questions that I think I'm going to have to do a part 2 of this episode. So I'm going to end the episode here, and I'm going to do another part 2 on a few more frequently asked questions about social media that I really know could benefit you. So I'm definitely going to do another episode, but I hope you found this episode super helpful. If you do want to really make this your year, if you want to double your aesthetics business this year, maybe even triple, who knows? The first most logical step you could take is really refining your social media marketing strategy, okay? Refine that strategy. And the way you can do that is number one, you can continue trying to do it yourself, learn, go through my YouTube videos, binge my, social media content, and really put into place everything that I teach on my free platforms, download all my freebies, all of the above. Or you could enroll in Socially Empowered Estheticians, which is the step-by-step guide. I walk you through step by step how to create your unique social media marketing strategy, how to execute it, and how to get results like I got one of my med spa clients before I started creating online courses. She saw a 90% increase in revenue within 6 months of implementing these strategies. That equals over a $56,000 increase in her revenue. And guess what? Within the first month, she saw a 70% increase. What could that mean for you? What could that mean for your business? Start somewhere, whether it is implementing the things that I have available on my free platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, my podcast now, but also if you really want to take that step and make it happen, you can also enroll in Socially Empowered Estheticians. I will link it below. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, but I am so excited for the next episode because there's a few other questions that I am going to probably rock your world on. One of those being why you should never follow other estheticians and beauty industry professionals on your business account. And I'm going to dive really deep into that. We're going to get really serious and your mind is probably going to be blown, okay? So be sure to subscribe. Please leave me a rating if you felt like this was a really good episode, you really connected with it, you found value. I really am striving for 5 stars, so if you don't feel like it's a 5-star episode or podcast, that is completely okay. Just instead send me a message and just tell me how I can make it better. And also, if you enjoyed it, I also really love getting those DMs, those messages, like I shared in the beginning of this episode. So please feel free to reach out too. I hope you have an amazing day. Get out there and kick marketing's ass this week. I know you can do it. Start posting those reels, start posting those infographics. Let's just do it, okay? Let's make 2023 the most banging year, and I know you can do it. I believe in you, and I'm here to help you every step of the way.